there were many reporters and TV news people coming around every day with cameras around the island. But Gordon and Alice, not Alice, Ali did not. But Gordon and Ali did not want to reveal anything. They kept it secret. Not only that, the contestants began to, when the contestants were actually free to do whatever they want around the island, it led to a TV series. And they call it Total Drama. When the TV series was announced, it really put Knock Island on the map. And everybody wanted to meet the Total Drama gang. When the Canadian television series aired, the show became a big hit, and it became so popular. It became the most popular show in America and around the world. But there was one problem: the contestants were not allowed to go home. Dr. Ali tried to convince Gordon, but he always said no. The cold-hearted bastard he was. So they were forced to stay there. He even came up with an excuse. They're too sick to actually go around, to be home at the moment, so they stay here for a while. And by staying there, led to some problems. Oh, not arguments. It was just the contestants had to have problems. Trent was fast to have problems. While we were filming an episode, one of the episodes planned for the series, it started to go wrong. This was in early days, the first few days, and things started to go wrong right away.
I thought you said you passed biology.
I said I took biology.
Oh.
Ew!
It's cool.
Sadly, this horrifying image wouldn't just be the only horrors around the island. Other contestants were actually vomiting up blood or vomiting, well, puke. It took a lot of cleaning up, but we never actually let the tourists see it. It was horrible. It was horrible seeing these kids working. Not only that, they were also overworked. Had to work night and day filming the episode because that total bastard made them work. They were so tired the next day they couldn't even function. But for us it was work, and we had families, so even though we were against it, we had no choice. But as more contestants began to have problems, the more the scientists had to actually make sure they had to keep an eye on them at all costs. It wasn't easy having these contestants around, but they couldn't go home because they wouldn't let them go. Not only that, that twit Gordon made them sign legal disclaimers and kept the actions a secret. Not only that, during the off-season, many more tourists were coming. It wasn't just tourists coming, celebrities too. We saw celebrities every single day. Pop stars, film actors, actresses, pop groups, rock bands, girl bands, boy bands. They were more kind of coming around every day, not just during the off season, during the off season as well. The contestants didn't actually have failures or have accidents during their visit. Nope, they just didn't do it. It could be some sort of nervous reaction or something. But if anything went wrong, they couldn't sue or protest. So in a way, they were screwed. Sometimes they would even be tested, even for the challenges or for the hell of it. Lindsay was the most popular girl in the first season, so she went first every time. Popular characters were given a lot of treatment, but this is Gordon we're talking about. Her brainwaves, she wasn't always this dumb. I mean, well, I wouldn't say dumb. I would say more absent-minded. Before she was brought back to life. But after she was brought back to life, her brainwaves were a little bit wonky, and she developed a kind of brain damage sometimes. But she wasn't always like. But she was also a little smart. So she was a little smart too. But Gordon did not. But Gordon found her too annoying. And this unseen picture will show you how annoyed he got at Lindsay sometimes. He would sometimes beat the contestants whenever he felt like it, or whenever they were annoying him. Lindsay was one of his favourites to actually beat, and she would suffer a lot of trauma because of him. But when the first season actually ended, some of them were either too sick or couldn't work, or we were too sick to work. That means Total Drama Action. We had to rely on voting later on 15 competitors. And it made me wonder, was it worth it being the host on this show? Chris McLean, the host of the Total Drama Island 2 Pocateo, was called on to be the host for the whole show. I had a few acting careers before I did Total Drama, but my role in the show was to be the psychopathic, egotistical jerk. I mean, it was okay just playing the guy, just acting. But it didn't feel like half the time. Even Chef didn't like always being the jerk. Gordon actually allowed us. Gordon always told us to play those characters, and not many people liked us because of that. In real life, we're not bad people. We're just misunderstood. we have families, but playing a jerk on television was just not very good sometimes. In each season, we actually changed the title. From action, we changed for second season. We changed it to drama action, and then to World Tour. World Tour was actually a promotion. It was more of a promotion to boost ratings around the world. Since the show was very international, they also brought in 2 new characters in season 3. Sierra and Alejandro, 2 new contestants that were actually brought on to try and boost ratings. And they were suffering head trauma. Well, one of them was. Before Sierra was actually brought to the lab, she was suffering a bit of mental trauma, and she wasn't really feeling well at the time. Well, Alejandro was just, well, he had deep cancer. Sooner they were actually brought to the labs, they were brought to life. But even they had problems on set. And it got to a point where the original cast, could not be used for the other seasons. So we basically came out with something else.